Yo, so it's another Star Citizen stream, and we are on the 4.1.1 live environment, running patch 9768350. We're just about to log in. There's Jadzia and NFI Douglas. I don't know why I can't. Oh, because he's in menus, that's why. But anyway, I'm gonna log into the US. It's 9:45 a.m. We will find out which server we're logging into. It's US 1B 080, and we'll see what this is like. Had a few FPS problems yesterday, which seriously hampered what we were trying to do. Hope that's not repeated today. But we'll find out. I should log into this before I start streaming, really. That would save a bit of time, wouldn't it? But yeah, there's been not many complaints with regards to software issues and glitches and bugs and what have you. There's been quite a lot of complaints about the decisions made by CIG to put certain things on the pledge store, which I don't really care about. I mean, you know, it's all, you're living the dream and you don't get anything for nothing. So you pay for it. Anyway, we are back in, oh god, global chat's rampant, but what do we got here? I don't know if we can. No, we can't. Oh yeah, we can. Whatever that is, we'll pick that up. It's a Horizon helmet. Okay. We've got the 3 turtles that are looking. I'm gonna. Hang on, what are we looking at here? So I'm gonna turn that off for a minute. What do I want to do? What exactly do I want to do here? I haven't got that much in the way of. No, I can't. No, it's not allowing me to do that, so what I should do is go down to Could Be Blasts and sell some of this gear. I think might be a good start, but I am looking for any bottles that somebody might have been throwing away, discarding, that kind of thing. I must remember to enable call to arms just for that extra 500 credits for each enemy kill. It's quite a lot of cash when you think about it. If you go around killing NPCs, or what the hell's this? Nothing we can pick up apparently. But while we're here, let's Call to arms, there we go, accept offer. Alright, what else have we got on the good old protect sites? And we got the 890 boarding again. Nah, it's not good, it's not great. But we'll go across to Cubby Blast and sell this gear. I don't know if we can grab any of this stuff, but we can certainly try. No, it's just bouncing around. However, we are gonna sell, and we will choose Sinkhole Backpack. Oh God, we're not getting much here, are we? Well, let's just LH. These are all Night Stalker pistols. Have I got a... No, where's the nearest... Oh, here we are. Storage access, right. We'll put that in there, and we'll get rid of that. In fact, put these in here. No, they aren't gonna stack. God. Can't pick that up. It's a bit of a mess, really, isn't it? We're not too bothered about making money. So what we'll do is personal weapons, and I don't think we'll sell all the P4s we've got. We'll keep one Night Stalker. Attachments. Well, we'll sell all the Tau scopes. And the condensators. And now I risk. Huh, you can sell turtles for 1 each. 1 credit each. Nice. What else? Might as well sell that. I just picked that up, didn't I? Yeah, I might as well sell all the Night Stalker pistols. Good to see that the menu stayed where it was for a moment. Okay. Sell these because I won't be needing them. The oxypens. Might as well sell this as well. I'm not going to be using this, and if I do, I'll just buy ammo for it anyway. And the railgun ammo. Fucking hell. Not forgetting why don't I just sell the whole lot? Only keep what I really need to keep. Save the scalpel ammo. Alright, I do need a drink, so what I'll do is where's my
Area 18's Premier Centre for Business Development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities. any of our associates for help or rental opportunity.
Oh god, the FPS is improving. Now I've tabbed out of it. Right, okay. So I might have messed up the picking the bottles out of my inventory, but I'm also missing my helmet. I am also missing my helmet, so no, that's not. Oh god. Well, my helmet should be Riker Spaceport. Let's go to the spaceport. I'm absolutely sick and tired of this software not working. You know, I took my helmet off, put it in my backpack. It's disappeared. I don't know if it's the FPS took another dive. I really don't know. I'm going to exit to menu. I mean, CIG must be in Cloud Cuckoo Land if they believe people are happy with this. You know, even though it's Invictus Week and it's Free Fly Week and everything else, there's Boucher and he's on whatever server he's on, so we're going to try and join him. And this is US 1B 200. So, yeah. This should be a better experience. Well, fingers crossed anyway. 5 minutes past 10 in the morning. We've got 2 or 3 hours to play. Waste time. And the FPS is exceedingly bad. Before we've logged in, don't forget we'll be logging back into the habitat in Area 18. Hopefully it's going to improve. Right then, so now, have I got everything I expect? Yes, I have. So, let's carry that. And then carry that. And then carry one of these. And we should end up with 3 full bottles, he says. Right, so we've got 3 full bottles of synergy now. The thing about synergy is it's better for your if you look at the HEI and the NDR, the HEI is hydration and the NDR is nutrition. So you've got a lot better nutrition with cruise, but a lot better hydration with synergy. So we don't need either of those things at the minute, but we have got an empty bottle of doodah, which we can, if we carry that. That hasn't changed into a full bottle. Now it has. Right, so we've got now 4 bottles of. So you can just pull the cruise out of the air. And it needs fixing. It really does need fixing. That's water. Or water. It's water, mate. You shouldn't be able to do this because eating and drinking is a big part of the game, and CIG really need to fix this, and it's been going on for years as the Infinite Cruise stuff. By one method or another, you're able to wangle it so that you get these full bottles. And it doesn't make sense. Like, I had 3 empty bottles of synergy and now I've got 3 full bottles just by manipulating them from the backpack into my hand. And it never used to be the case. Yeah, this FPS is I'll say better spell his name right. Yeah. I was gonna say, can't be. It can't be. I think I might need to drink this one. Oh no, just give me another bottle.
Welcome to IO North Tower,
She
Area
made me
18's
jump.
Premier Centre for Business Development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
I mean, I don't know why I bothered doing that. You know, the whole Infinite Cruise thing. Can't pick that up, can I? Oh, I might be able to. I don't even know what it is. As soon as I'll just see 2 helmet. Can actually pop it in here. I don't want that shit, to be honest. But I'm going to go down. You might be able to see from here if there's any titles. Can't see if there is. I'll go down and take a nosy. Nah, all gone. All gone. Right, so we should have definitely will now. Go. So you just manipulate the bottles, and I bought 2 of them, but so, Bushy. Oh God, come on, give me my menu. Huh. Oh God, the one thing. Task manager, just bear with me. New process. The there it is. Thank you. Let me just try and log in. Have a word with Bushy. Yo, man. Oh God, just a minute. My fucking Discord. I'm streaming at the minute, just so you know. Yeah, my fucking audio, because I've fired Discord up when I'm already using my headphones, it's put my audio on the computer speakers. Right. No, that's not it. There we should be. Right, you should be okay now. I should be able to hear you in my headphones.
All right, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
good, good. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Just
Yeah.
kicking back, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You fucking got to, aren't you? This world is
Yeah,
gone to shit. It's completely
I
nuts.
wasn't very talkative when you messaged me through Starseed Yesti, because I was kind of doing shit.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Like I was down at Hathor, trolling some of the bigger groups down there with a bunch of buddies of mine.
Right, right.
Yeah, well, denying them the access to Hathor at one of the sites, so they couldn't use the orbital laser.
Right. Yeah.
It was a load of fun.
Yeah. I had an interesting conversation recently with. I'm going to turn your volume up a bit, actually, because it's a little on the low side. Just bear with me while I. Where's volume? Right, I'll put you on 120. That should be better. Yeah, I was having a conversation with some people, and they were talking about trolls and what a set of bastards they are. And I said, I actually like trolling the right people. You know, those who fucking deserve it. And they're all like, no, you're a wanker. And I'm like, no, but it's got to be done. You know, these people who just fucking shit on you and treat you like a fucking leper. They deserve to be trolled, and they're all like, nah, you're a wanker, you can't do that.
No, exactly right.
Yeah.
That's why we were down at Hathor.
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking why not?
because I never got the chance to mine any of the Karenite myself because of those bigger orcs, right?
Yeah.
That controlled the area, and it was supposed to be a PvE event where people could align everything together and work together to get the Karenite, right?
Yeah.
But no. Organizations, you know what people are like. They see it, they greed it, and then they turn it into PvP.
Yep.
So,
Just because they can.
yep.
Just because they're bastards. Oh god, the door's open at the Area 18. There's no tram, but the doors are open, so I could fall to my death if I wanted to.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking software. What do you think about the latest pledge store bullshit? What's your opinion?
I'm not giving them a fucking dime, mate.
Right.
I'm not giving them a fucking dime.
Right.
To have an item blocked behind the paywall? I don't think so. Ships are fine. I don't care. It's something that we've lived with for years with ships.
Yeah.
We can deal with that. Armor, sure, we can find that shit in game. So I don't mind armor being on the pledge store. Weapons, again, being on the pledge store, don't mind. I mean, I found a CitizenCon 2538 weapon at Hathor the other day. So, you know, again, I don't mind that, but to have the blades, the AI blades locked behind a paywall is a bit a dog shit move, and having them individually assigned to each ship is pretty dog shit too. So I'm not giving them a single dime.
Right. Yeah, that's fair comment. You know, that's fair comment. I think from a player's point of view, it's cheeky as fuck. You know, because they're expecting you to fork out for these flight blades on every single individual ship, which if you think about it in real life, it's the same as buying parts for your car. You know, you buy new parts to suit your car.
That. But yeah, not denying that. But you should be able to purchase those parts in game.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And not behind
Now
the pledge store.
But if you purchase them in game, while it's still an alpha, you'll only keep them until the next wipe, won't you? Whereas if you've paid for them on the pledge store, you'd keep them forever.
Correct. So they're planning, CIG are planning to do one more big wipe, and then that'll be it for wipes.
Really?
So, yes. 1.0 is the big wipe. Right?
Okay.
After that, no more wipes. Everything that you purchase in-game will persist.
Okay.
Like, so you got to think about what they're also saying, what they said in the past about that. So, one more big wipe, I'm fine with that. I don't mind the grind. The grind is fun.
Yeah.
And then after that, I can literally take my time with the game and think carefully about my decisions.
Yeah.
So,
and they have got to make money, but they don't have fucking waste it. And I'm thinking, if they used it a bit more wisely and, towards making the game and solving all the problems, you wouldn't get half the amount of people complaining. If they saw some advantage and benefit towards putting money into the project, they'd spend that money. But if you're gonna just fucking treat them like shit and expect them to keep on paying forever, then there's going to be a lot of people complaining, and that's exactly what they've got now.
So I've been saying this to all my friends and org mates. The moment I have to pay for my ammo and fuel through the pledge store is the moment I'm selling my account.
Fucking too right, mate. Too right. And that, I mean, we laugh at that, right? But it may become a reality.
Exactly. That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah. And I'm already 1,500 deep into this game.
Yeah.
It's something that I can't exactly walk away from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand with a newer player that only has a single ship on their stuff, like a starter pack, $45. They can just up and quit the game whenever they want.
Yeah.
Right? But for someone who's spent $1,000, $2,000, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, then it's not so hard. It's hard to walk away from.
Yep.
Right?
It certainly is.
The whales of Star Citizen don't like the fact that the items are locked behind a paywall. Right? That's the whales saying that.
Right.
Right? So,
I mean, my opinion is, they put it up there for sale. If you want to buy it, you buy it. What's it going to give you? What are these flight blades going to do for you? Are they going to enhance your
maneuverability?
Yeah.
So the AI, the flight blades is maneuverability and less speed, or speed with less maneuverability. That's all they do.
Mm-hmm. So,
and it's a 5%. It's a 5% increase.
Fucking hell! I mean, I looked at some of these flight blades, and I'm thinking, what benefit do they give for the amount of money that you're paying? And if you've got 20 ships in your fleet, you're gonna have to buy 20 sets of flight blades.
20. Yep.
And for
such
a
$15 a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they can go get fucked on that. Do you know what I mean?
$15. $15 for like a Gladius or an Avenger. But if you're buying them,
and it gets more expensive stuff.
Yeah.
when you get up towards like a Hammerhead or something.
For the bigger ships, they get more expensive, and it's like, what the fuck, this is like digital media, and you're paying inflation-based prices for digital media. It doesn't make fucking sense. It's pure greed on the company's part, but it does make.
Well, it's so here's the thing, Ixaga, right? Every other Invictus, it's been really good, right? Do you know who's in control of the marketing of Invictus this year?
Let me guess.
It's not the devs this time round.
The
It's
Chris Roberts' wife, I guess.
the marketing team. The marketing team.
Which is headed by Chris Roberts' wife.
So
Sandra.
that right there is who's controlling Invictus this year, right?
Right.
It's the marketing team.
Yeah.
And to pull something like this is absolute shit, and I will refuse to purchase those flight blades. And it's not just the flight blades; it's the bomb racks and the missile rack for the Antares.
Oh, right.
Is also locked behind the. Then most people forget about that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the flight blades are the big thing, but people forgetting about the bomb racks that you can purchase for the fighters, right? The size 3s, which are locked behind a paywall as well as the 16 size 2 missile rack for the Antares.
Right. Yeah, I'm not against them selling gear like that. I mean, I'd like everything available in game to be an option to purchase for real cash or in-game cash.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. I'm not against that.
You want to bounce to your account? Fine. But be able to purchase it and have the grind there.
Yeah.
In game. I'm fine with that.
I just want certain. The stuff that I would pay for isn't available on the pledge store, and I want it to be. You know, I'm not one of these people that thinks I must have absolutely everything.
No, that's right.
You know, I've spent somewhere in the region of $2,000 on this game.
So yeah, a bit more than me. So you're a bit more invested than me. But,
you know, it doesn't mean that I'm a fucking fanboy that I support everything that CIG does. It just makes me a bit more critical because it's going nowhere fast. And you know, I've got friends who are completely supportive of the dream, as I like to call it. And you know, the
dream's falling apart right now, man. That's all I'm saying. It's falling apart.
They find reasons and excuses to justify what CIG are doing, all in favour of the dream they've got of flying around the universe and playing Buck Rogers. And you know, I see it progressing at such a slow rate. I don't see any progress. I don't see any advancement. I just see the same problems again and again and again. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. We don't all have to agree. But I just wish that, you know, you once said, I asked you your opinion on why these problems keep coming back, and you said, and I remember it, we stood by the green circle in Orison, and you said, CIG need to get their shit together. I'm like, yeah, I can't.
Yes, they do.
I can't fucking agree with that.
And I stand by that.
Anymore,
I stand by that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that was what? Fucking 2 years ago or something? Yeah.
2 years ago, yeah. A couple of years ago.
Yeah. And it's true now. You know, nothing's really changed. There's been updates and new things come into the software, and it's still as much of a shit show as it was back then.
Now, before Invictus, they were going in the right direction. You probably noticed it, right? The stability patches, the playability, the fact that we have not just item recovery. Like, I don't mind the item recovery. A lot of people hate it. I reckon it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
The balancing of ships and overall gameplay itself has been good. Okay. And it's a step in the right direction, a big step in the right direction of what they were doing until Invictus hit. And then they went 5 steps backwards. And they do it every single year.
They fucking do. It's same with Invictus as it is with IAE. They put so much effort into getting things done, and then after that, you might as well forget it. You know, it seems to be the drive is to attract more money and players, especially new players. And once they've achieved that, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's the same every time. And when you've got a pattern like that, it's predictable, you know. You can say, right, they're doing this for a fucking reason, and that's to get more money. So, fucking Chris and Sandy can buy new clothes and new cars and new houses and what have you.
So, where a lot of their money went over the years is a little bit went on to development, and a lot of it went on to a lot of their money, the money that we have given them as a community has gone on citizen cons, right?
Fucking hell.
This year's Citizen Con is going to be different. It's going to be live streamed. Okay? They're not spending too much money this time around on a Citizen Con. They're just going to get down to the nitty gritty. They're going to do it all in the office, and they're going to do all that stuff like that, right? So this year is going to be a lot cheaper for them to run Citizen Con. They're not selling tickets for Citizen Con. It's going to be live streamed on Twitch and YouTube. So it's going to be an interesting take on that, but they really are trying to push for Squadron 42.
Oh god, yeah.
They want that out. They've already put a date, or not a date, but a year on Squadron 42, and that's 2026. They've already slapped that tag on there. Now they have to push for it.
Well,
so
I'll believe it when it happens, mate. I really will.
Yeah.
Because way back when, in 2012, and I guess you already know this, but Chris Roberts said he predicted or projected 3 years until the release of the game, and that was in 2012. And so 2015 arrived, 2016 arrived, all the rest of the years arrived, and here we are still in fucking alpha. You know, so I mean, it's August 2023 when Chris Roberts said Squadron 42 was now in the polishing phase. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, give it 6 months to a year and we should be seeing something about that, but we haven't. You know,
all right.
just...
So I've got a little bit of news for you though.
Go on then.
4.2 is in Avocado.
Say again.
Right now. 4.2 is in Avocado right now.
Yeah, man.
All right. So they're already trying to push for 4.2, new content, new ships, stuff like that. But also stability, more stability.
Yeah.
So 2 months, maybe 2 months, we're going to see the first wave of 4.2 in PTU.
Please proceed to assigned
So
landing bay.
keep that in mind. And we may wind up having another soft wipe.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
what the EVA is not any fucking different from anywhere else.
no.
You know, it's pushed out to be this elite group of fucking testers, and you know, I'm telling you now, as a fucking member of EVA Quartet, they're just as big a set of fanboy dickheads as anybody else. No fucking different. And we haven't had really anything to test. What was the last good test? I guess the wormholes. You know, the gates between Stanton and Pyro. That was the last big thing we tested. And everything else has just been fucking new content, and it's still reported the same. You may think that, you know, we go into the Evo channel and say, I found a problem, and they get onto it and fix it. They fucking don't. We have to submit tickets
Just like everyone else.
Yeah, that get ignored.
They pay no attention to.
Nope.
Yep, exactly. And we have to fight with our wallets, man. I'm telling you, we have to fight with our wallets.
Well,
don't give them a single fucking dime.
By not opening our fucking wallets. I don't think they'll ever pay attention, because the mentality is, give us your money.
They'll pay attention to their finances.
Yeah. the attitude is, give us your money and then fuck off. You know, that's it. We'll do what we want. If we want to waste $2 million on redesigning something we've already fucking designed, then we'll do it. You know, and that's not respectful towards promoting the release of the full game, or respectful to the people that put money into the project. They're just selling them dreams that may or may not come true.
I am happy for the people that bought the Idris all those years ago and they get to fly their baby, but I think it's too early for the Idris to be in game. Okay?
Yeah.
That ship is an iconic ship, and they said they weren't going to release that ship until Squadron 42 1.0.
Well, I got...
They are desperate. They are desperate for cash right now. That's why they're doing the item ship behind paywall. They are desperate.
I fucking bet they are.
So...
Fucking hell. This inventory is still fucked.
Yeah.
It really is. I've just sold some fucking Animus rocket launcher ammo in Area 18. And I sold it all. And I've still got... I had 3 of them in my backpack in Area 18, and I've still got 1 in my backpack now. And it just doesn't fucking make sense. Why have I still got this shit?
Here's a quick tip for you. Okay? Stop trying to sell them individually. You're going to spend too much time on a terminal, and bugs will occur.
Okay.
Okay? Here's a quick tip. Get an SCU crate and store up whatever the fuck you want inside of an SCU crate, and run it over to an administration center on a space station, down to a cargo center.
Okay.
And sell the box there, but make sure you don't do quick sell.
Right.
Because it'll load up everything in the box, and you'll be able to sell it all at once.
Oh, nice. I'll try that. But I did stack them before I tried selling them. You know, I had a stack of 3 and a stack of 4, and I sold them both at Cubby Blasts. And I've still got one of the fucking things in my backpack that I can't get rid of. I just can't get rid of the fucking thing.
So, yeah, just try my method.
Yeah.
buy an SU crate. It doesn't matter what size it is. Load whatever you want into it. It doesn't matter if it's stacked or not. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go down to the cargo center on a space station and sell it there,
Right.
because it'll load up everything in the content of the box, and it'll give a price on every single item in that box, and then you hit sell.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It's
anything bigger than a 2 SCU crate, it tends to crash your game because of all the items in there. So try not to go anything bigger than a 2 SCU
2
crate.
SCU, yeah. It's all this messing about and fucking around that puts me off. And the drop, while I've been talking to you, I've had a drop in fucking FPS down to single digits. And if I tab out and back into the game, the FPS comes back. And other people I've spoken to don't suffer from this problem. It's really fucking strange.
Oh, yeah, I suffer from that problem, and it's only in 2 locations,
Right.
and that's Orison and Area 18. I get frame drop in Lawville, but I'm perfectly fine in New Babbage.
Right. I get it all over the fucking place for no reason. Like, if I use a terminal, or...
The TDDs are especially bad because they just stop, and then you have to wait for it to load up, and they need to sort that shit out too.
Yeah,
because it used to
came off the tram in Area 18 and I went through customs, and as soon as I got to the customs area, I got fucking 3 or 4 FPS, and that's just walking through areas. And like I say, I tab out and back into the game, and the FPS comes back. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just so bad.
To the ASOP
And that's what
you got to think about it though. Right now, it's a free fly while Invictus is going on.
Yeah.
So this is the second free fly they've done
your insurance claim has been
in
sent.
such a short time.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
So I think the first free fly was the test to run the Invictus free fly,
Right.
which they did before Invictus. So, which was working perfectly fine, and then they dropped Invictus
Your insurance claim
with the
has been
free
sent.
fly and the Idris on top of that, which is why they
Your
wanted the
insurance
test
claim has
on the
been sent.
Polarises at New Babbage in the PTUs.
Your vehicle
before
has been moved
Invictus.
to our storage facility.
They wanted as many
Your
Polarises
insurance
as
claim has
possible.
been sent.
Yeah, I can fucking believe that. But I went and looked around the Idris yesterday and got fucking lost. And it was difficult to find a way out. And I thought, yeah, I really need to get used to where everything is on this ship, but it wasn't like the full ship experience, it was just certain areas that I looked around. But yeah, you know, I don't know how much people have paid for the Idris, but good luck to them. I can't think of a use. You know, unless you've got
$1,900 for the Idris, and then some people are getting it for $15 because on how much money they've dumped into the game.
Oh,
so,
God.
yeah, it's an expensive ship.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
And this is how desperate they are. If you are a subscriber, a $20 subscriber, you get to fly the Idris for the month for $20, which is why we're seeing so many Idrises get around.
Ah, right. Okay.
And here's the other thing: if you buy a kit for the Idris, you don't own the Idris, during this month, and
Please
you
visit
can't
us again.
slap that kit
Goodbye.
onto the subscriber Idris because you don't own the Idris,
Right.
which is another dog shit move,
Yeah.
right?
Seems
And
like
now
they're
people
just
are
trying
stuck
to.
with that kit. Now people are stuck with that kit, and they don't own the Idris.
So now they're gonna have to buy a fucking Idris. I mean, why would you buy the kit if you didn't have the ship anyway?
So it's like any other ship that you get to fly with every other patch, every other month that we get free ships for the month. You are able to customize them any way you want within in-game store credits to purchase weapons, items, and whatnot, or you can purchase the paints off the store and still apply it to that ship for the month.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this particular ship any different from every other ship that was available to us?
Different people
those
making
kits.
different decisions, I think. You know, it's a lot of the time you scratch your head and you
It's the
think,
marketing, man.
who the fuck would make a decision like this? But
Yeah,
it's just too many cooks in the fucking kitchen making decisions about what goes into the soup, you know. And
I'm a pseudo chef myself, so
Yeah.
I know where that's come from.
I remember when I used to accuse you of giving fucking food poisoning to people. And I used to ask
But,
you, say, I've just got back from work, and I'd say, how many people have died from food poisoning today? And you say, you cheeky bastard, nobody. Yeah. But, yeah, I think, you know, the problem is that I can't see a few people or one person making decisions which are contrasting or conflicting. But I can see a lot of people doing that because one isn't aware of what the other one's doing.
correct. Marketing team is not talking to the developers, and the
Yeah.
developers aren't talking to the marketing team. If they are, they're not listening to each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. But it doesn't look good, and I'm just waiting for the release of fucking Squadron 42. You know, Chris Roberts said in 2023 it's in the polishing phase, and now we've been given a date of 2026 for the release of it. But yeah, it might be good, it might not be good, but we'll see. I'm not too.
If it's in the polishing phase, they have all the systems at this point.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not implemented. The quantum boost they're trying to implement into the PU, but it's been a challenge because it was designed for the single player
Yeah.
for Squadron 42. All right, it wasn't designed for multiplayer use.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to develop two different games with what money they have. Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Those are two games, not
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, I don't really care about the release date. In fact, if Grand Theft Auto comes out before or after Squadron 42, and then forget Squadron 42, I'll just be playing Grand Theft Auto 6.
yeah, exactly. But again, even when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, you'll be still keeping an eye on the progress tracker of Star Citizen. I guarantee you will.
Yeah, I'll come back to it, but depends how good Grand Theft Auto 6 is. I mean, I spent at least fucking 5 years almost continually playing Grand Theft Auto 5 between 2015 and 2020. It was such a good game. You know, especially the multiplayer. We went to fucking war with everybody, and had great fun. You know, it's absolutely great fun.
What made Grand Theft Auto 5 bad for me is when they brought out the Deluxo and the that flying bike. When those two vehicles came out, I left the game.
Oh, right.
Right. I can't think of the fucking name of that bike, but yeah, just people getting around on those and murking everyone, being a troll
Yep.
because they paid with their wallet. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Where I was one of those people that actually grinded for that vehicle, right? But that's the thing. I grinded for those vehicles, okay? I had the option to pay for it through their in-game currency store, which is what I like about Grand Theft Auto. They have a great model for that.
Yeah.
You can either pay with your wallet or earn it in-game, okay? Whether that be a brand new item, no item is exclusive on their store. Whatever you purchase on their store is available in the game for you to grind for.
I've never ever paid in real money for anything other than the game itself.
Yeah, exactly.
What fucking ruined it for me is when Epic Games gave away Grand Theft Auto 5 for free. And, you know, I had a group of friends that I'd played with for years. We were all fucking level hundreds, you know, there were some really high level characters. We had fucking millions upon millions of dollars because we'd bought all the businesses, and we used to go around in a fucking big group of 8 to 20 people, all supporting each other, all selling each other's produce, doing all the missions, maximizing everything, and we did this 6 to 8 hours a fucking day. You know, we were even that familiar with each other. We knew when people would be finishing work, when they'd be logging in, and we planned that accordingly, and we did that for fucking years. And when Epic Games sold Grand Theft Auto, well, they gave Grand Theft Auto 5 away, you got every fucking shit-kicking nut job in the fucking world appearing with the fucking game engine cheats and completely ruining it. I remember the first day, or should I say the first week after Epic Games gave Grand Theft Auto 5 away for free, and me and all my friends were getting accused of being hackers because we were such high level and had all this fucking credibility, and we're saying to these fucking snotty-nosed kids, no, we've been here for years, you know, this is your first fucking day in the game.
You know the mechanics.
And we've been here for fucking years, you know, and I think you're talking about the Oppressor Mark IV, the flying bike.
That's it. That's the one, the fucking Oppressor.
And I love that fucking thing.
I didn't mind the first Oppressor they did, the one that actually did the glide instead of the fly. That one was fun to use. Because it took a little bit of skill to use that one.
Yeah.
But when the other one, the Mark II, came out, it ruined it for me, man.
Oh man, that was fucking.
It really did.
It was awesome. It was absolutely fucking awesome. You could kill people all day, every day, you know, and just you didn't have to reload your fucking ammo. You could just park your bike up in a garage and then get back on it and fly off, and you'd have full ammo again. It was fucking brilliant. And of course, you give as good as you get. But when all the kids started, there's always been a few cheaters. Rockstar have never really done anything about the cheating. And I mean, I run streaming software and shadow play, so if anything ever happened in the game, I could always record it, and I'd put these videos up and send the link to Rockstar, and they weren't fucking interested. You know, the thing about the cheating is, when you're on an oppressor and somebody can use a command to make it fucking useless, so it won't go anywhere, it won't do anything. And I had dozens of these videos where I'd just be flying around on the bike, and it'd just fucking stop.
Fall out of the sky.
You know, it'd just stop, and I'd float down to the ground for no fucking reason, and then I'd bring up a player list, and some of these lobbies they only had like half a dozen players in. So Rockstar they didn't have dozens of players to check out. They had very few players to check out, and they just weren't fucking bothered. You know, but one time they took $4.5 million out of my account, and I fucking sent them an email, and I said, why have you done this? You know, given that this was around sort of 2020 time, and I said, given that I've been playing this game for 5 fucking years, you look at my online time and it's in the thousands of hours. Why would you take this money from me on the premise that I've been cheating when you've got absolutely no fucking evidence that I've ever cheated at all once in the game? And they give it me all back apart from 800k. And I couldn't understand why they kept the 800k. Maybe that's so they felt better about themselves. I don't fucking know. But that did it for me, you know.
A round off number. That's all they did to send it back. They did a round off number.
I mean, I must have 400 million in cash on GTA 5, if not more. I can't remember because I haven't fucking logged in. I think last time I logged in was Christmas, just to see what it was like, and there was still a load of shitheads online. But, you know, with all that cash, and people say, oh my god, you must have cheated. Well, no, you know, when you're making 5 to 10 million a day doing everything you're doing, it's not difficult to fucking accumulate that amount of money.
Nah. Pretty easy.
All these fucking kids were like, oh, you're cheating, you're hacking, I'm going to report you. Well, fucking report me. You know. Fuckers. Fucking hated it after that. We had such a good fucking laugh as well because it was a good game.
It was a good community. You would actually have people helping you do shit, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get paid. But again, certain things come out, turn the game shit, and then all of a sudden you've got whingers and whiners all day long. It's no different from Star Citizen.
I was just going to say that.
We have box glitches. We have people using geos to glitch through the doors at Hathor. We have people trying to get into the Hathor mine without firing off the laser. We have the CZ zones where people are using leg armor to glitch their way through the doors.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have the people that have the actual alias name for their character as a vid number for a ship.
Why would they do that?
So that way they could play AFK on the ground at Pyro to gank someone in their F7.
I see.
So you think it's just an abandoned ship at that point, right? So people fly down, blah blah blah, and then the F7 suddenly takes off and ganks you because their player name is the vid number of their ship.
Right. If it can be exploited, it fucking will be. That's the usual.
But now CIG have done something stupid, and if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of ships now with vid numbers. They've taken away the player name from the ship, and now you have to be within 2 kilometers to scan the ship to see who's on that ship through your MFDs.
Right.
At that point, while you're scanning, if you don't get the scan, you're already dead.
Right.
At that range, okay? Scanning a ship is pretty pointless now.
Right.
So, and it's making it extremely difficult to see who's a ganker, who's not a ganker, who's a PvEer, who's a PvPer, who's your target. It's making it really difficult to differentiate between friend and enemy.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
So, especially during the event that's currently going on right now, the Hunt the Polaris mission, you have a lot of friendlies there that now you only have vid numbers as ships, and we've accidentally shot each other because we thought each other were kind of like on the Polaris team for Hunt the Polaris for the NPCs ships, and then when they accidentally shoot you, they turn red, and then all hell breaks loose, and then
yeah.
oh yeah, it's a clusterfuck.
It's a shit
right?
show, man.
Absolute shit show.
Yeah.
So, now what CIG have done to try to rectify that issue is to put little green markers on whoever accepted the mission. So that way, say for instance, I invited you to my well, you didn't even have to be part of my party. If you accepted the Hunt the Polaris mission and I come up to you in the space station, you'll notice there's a little green arrow on a person. Right?
Right.
That arrow represents they've got the Hunt the Polaris mission too. It's that little green arrow.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that people have been cheesing their allocated script by letting the people with the interests go do the mission, while people playing AFK in stations and collecting 30 script every 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Playing AFK, right? It's a dirty way to play. That needs to be rectified. Okay, whoever accepts the mission needs to be at location for any reward to be given, instead of playing AFK on a station. If you're not at location, you don't get shit. If you do a little bit, you should only receive a small portion of that reward, whether that be 1 script through to 30 script through the whole completion of that mission. Okay, it needs to be worked on. So I just don't do the Hunt the Polaris missions stuff anymore. I'll go out and do the ambush missions with me and my friends instead, because at least that way we're getting paid from the mission, as well as getting any script that's collected by the contract together, and we'll split that script between each of our friends and org mates.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's bullshit when people find these exploits, and I remember you just mentioned it, glitching through the doors, and it was all over fucking Reddit, and people were saying, "Oh, I can't get it to work. What are you doing exactly to get this to work?" And people were giving really detailed explanations of how to do it, and I'm thinking, this just fucking ruins the game.
It ruined the CZs for me, man. It really did. I really did enjoy the CZs.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them that much that I actually became really good at hiding in a little dark corner somewhere and just popping out behind, a little bit of hard cover, and defending the area from any exploiters. Now, given that, to your knowledge, there is a way to EVA inside the stations of the CZs. That's another one, and people can hide behind the actual wall.
Yeah.
in EVA and kill you, just poke their guns out through the wall and just mow you down. And that's another dirty tactic that they've been using, right? And there's no way to combat that unless you do that glitch yourself to actually combat that
Right.
for people that are actually trying to do it legitimately. So, and I will fight every box glitcher. I will fight every, just generally every single cheater in Star Citizen, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I combat those guys because they're cheating,
Yeah.
and I want to help out those other people that want to do it legitimately. Go out and get those red keys. Go out and get those blue keys, and actually do that legit.
Uh-huh.
Like, I understand that sometimes the character model will send you flying backwards, maybe through a door sometimes by accident. I'm fine with that. But when they do it on purpose, I'm not fine with that.
Yeah.
And that is so dirty. Now, another thing that people have been doing as well with the Polaris is they've been glitching people inside of other ships using their own ships, using the fall animation in particular. Give me a second, Volt. He's been a dumbass. Anyway, so they'll kind of glitch their rear of their ship in toward another ship, and then use the fall animation to glitch into the ship in the hallways of other ships.
Right.
They also use another tactic, okay, with landed ships. Okay, take the Constellation for instance. You have it all locked up, nice and smick like that. What you got to do is take a little tiny stealth ship and fly it underneath the Constellation, underneath its hangar bay, and just hit the ejection seat. Right. What that does is that you're stuck in an animation through the injection seat, and you'll glitch through the hangar bay of the Constellation.
Really?
And now you're inside the ship.
Hell.
Dude, I experiment with these things, and then I post it to CIG. There was a whole bug with the Polaris where if you got up out of the pilot seat, the whole ship became unlocked to anyone.
Right.
It was a whole thing. So, you know, it was just wild. Volty, don't be a dumbass. This is an old friend from fucking couple of years ago.
Yeah, there's lots of...
You know me, I'm always gonna be a fucking dumbass.
There's lots of glitches and bugs that people find, and instead of reporting them and getting them fixed, they just fucking exploit and abuse them. We were talking about the infinite cruise bug that's been around forever.
Still here.
It is. I used it today. And a friend of mine was telling me that he got a load of shit from a player for reporting it because he didn't want it fixing. He wanted to carry on exploiting the infinite cruise forever.
Yeah, like I use that glitch, but it's not a game breaking. That's the difference. It's not a game breaking.
It's
bug.
just convenient.
It's not even a quality of life thing. It's just convenient, exactly. But it's fucking it's not a game breaking bug. It's not having an advantage over another player because what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not causing any harm to anyone. So, but when it comes down to shit that I was just speaking about, what I was just speaking about is actually causing harm
Yeah.
to the game itself.
Yeah.
And there's just no avoiding it because everyone does it. It doesn't matter if they do it intentionally or not. Everyone does it.
What?
Exploit. In some form, they exploit. It's not a game mechanic like they try to say it is. It's not. It's an exploit. There's a bugs that been around for years and new bugs that arise that people use and exploit and stuff like that. Like, Balti, you probably weren't aware of this one. You could fly underneath another player's constellation using a small vehicle with an ejection seat and fly up underneath the hangar bay of the constellation, and you're stuck inside of an animation of ejection and be able to glitch through the hangar bay of the constellation and stand there, and now you have access to their entire ship. So it's those game-breaking bugs and exploits that make...
Well, yes, I find that a bit bullshittery. I find it
that's
funny
bullshit,
as well.
right? But the Cruise Lux bottles, infinite drink situation is not a game-breaking bug, right? It's not hurting anyone, right? It's not destroying anyone's morale for playing the game.
No, it's not impacting anybody on anybody, even yourself. No. You're just abusing it to save yourself from buying more fucking food and drink.
I mean, I don't mind. I like going out and finding food and drink. I like going out and buying... I got 10,000 bottles of Cruise Lux sitting on my station right now, which will last me till fucking next wipe. Yeah. But...
it'll probably last you till next year.
Yeah.
But I always like to buy the extra ship because some people forget to grab some extra bottles. So I like to grab a few extras and I hand them out. I'm that type of person. But yeah, some people are just dirty, cheesy, and just outright lazy people. You want to hear something really funny, Exarga?
Sure.
So people have been whinging on the spectrum that the railgun, the personal railgun, is too overpowered. Right?
Yeah.
But yet they're saying the laser on the Idris is not powerful enough.
Oh,
does that make any sense to you?
That's just fucking dumb.
It's so retarded, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, sure you can one-tap someone in their spacesuit with a railgun. It's gonna kill you. It's a railgun, right?
Yeah.
But...
how many fucking railgun shots did you shoot the Star Lantern with and it didn't fucking budge?
I shot it at multiple locations.
Last night? Still,
I shot it in multiple locations, so it did hull damage to multiple different sectors of that hull. Because there's multiple parts, right? I wasn't shooting the one spot constantly. But, however, we did destroy a light fighter with pretty easily with 3 railguns working together to take out a target. We took it out in one shot between us.
Wow.
How much you want to bet that was the guy that reported the railgun being too strong?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But because we had 3 people there with 3 railguns shooting the one target, it destroyed the ship, right? Just pow, all at the same time.
I used to be able to one-shot small fighters with the railgun.
Now, with the Tier 0 implementation of of item recovery, now you get 5 free rounds every time you die, because you respawn with your railgun, right? So if you use up all your 5 rounds inside your railgun, you die, you get 5 free rounds already loaded into the railgun because it respawns you with full mag.
How much you
interesting
want to
is
bet
that?
people are farming the shit out of that?
Oh, you can bet your
They-
bottom dollar they will be.
They've already been farming that. They've been farming that when all they have to do is basically wake up from the hospital bed, die, recover the ammo that's on your belt, and stacking it. Okay? You can use a medical Pisces for this. Okay? You can get free ammo, you can get free railgun ammo all day.
Yeah.
Stack your belt with all the railgun ammo and just constantly kill yourself, get free ammo, free cash, because you can sell that railgun ammo right back to the store for what is it, like $1,200 a pop?
Yeah,
Per mag?
something like that.
I can sit there and make money in my home station all day long. I'm sorry. I don't have to go anywhere to make money.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally fucked up.
And I think it just recently I think the dupers are back for the RMC as well.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
So so you got dupers duping fucking commodities. They're back again for the RMC. And then you've got people that are constantly doing Vaughn missions. So you know what CRG did with the Vaughn missions, Exarga?
No.
They lowered the amount of maize and weevil eggs you can get from Vaughn missions. Instead, a lot of people have been finding the legal stuff. They haven't been finding any drugs at all. So now they're angry. Whoop-de-doo. They don't know what the legal prices are for legal items like Taranite and stuff like that. That's up there with Quantanium.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Quantanium
it's profitable,
is 23K.
but they don't care.
Yeah, they just want to do drugs. That's their gameplay loop. I'm fine with that, but there's other ways to get drugs instead of doing Vaughn missions.
Do you remember that time you took me on a tour of Quantanium mining? And you were so fucking passionate about this is how you make money, this is how you get rich quick, and it took fucking hours, and by the end of it I'm like, please Bushy, just fucking kill me now. And, no, there's so much more I can show you, and I'm like, no, please.
So
it was
yes,
There's
I am
nothing in
very
Star
passionate.
Citizen that is quick.
I am very passionate about mining, and with the new update on the cargo grids, especially the raft, and I'm very excited for the raft, that the use of carrying extra prospector bags on the raft and spending 2 or 3 hours out in the Aaron Halo mining with a friend, and then having the cargo ship take it back to the refinery, putting all the bags into the station and doing the refinement from the station. That is really cool, right? And when the refinement order is done, you can then store that refinery order into the station instead of putting it straight onto the ship.
Hell, you don't even need a friend. You can just put your fucking
do
Argo.
that. You can literally do that yourself as well, but that's going to take time. Right? It's more beneficial to do it with a friend and splitting the refinery job payment to both parties make profits at the end of the day. And you can put on
How
some
much profit?
really, really, really big orders. And the one thing I noticed when I pulled up my refinery orders, that they didn't come in the large boxes of 32s and 24s or 16 SCU crates. No, every last box was 4 SCU and under in size, meaning you can use your multi-tool only to transfer what you want onto your cargo grid of your ship. So, and the beauty about that is, the boxes that you put into the station from the refinery are also stacked in the inventory. So you can pull up just the gold, or just the quantanium, or just whatever, because it's all stacked, right, in little numbers. It's really, really cool, instead of looking for individual boxes. So I can sit here and explain all this shit to you all day long, and you'll probably get sick of me. You just shut the fuck up, Bush. You know, like.
When
You have yet to tell them about the heist.
Oh yes, I found out something recently as well, and I've been planning to do this heist for a little while now, and I just need the numbers. I need people, so I can try to pull this thing off. And it'll be a fun gameplay loop. I shit you not, Exaga. I want to break into the prison. Okay.
Okay.
Because the prisoners are spawning with Genolite. Okay?
Right.
The NPC prisoners. All you have to do is kill them. Right? And you can extract the Genolite. Alright? Get it extracted outside of the prison. Now, Genolite goes for 15 million per SCU. That's 1,000 crystals. And because the NPCs constantly spawn in that prison, well, we can make a quid. And it's going to take about a minimum of 7 people to accomplish this. So,
how are you intending to break into the prison?
okay, so
I've got a claim to fame here, but I want to find out what your ideas are first.
So I need one person to be an actual prisoner itself in the prison, so they can allow us to come in through the vent, right? Through the escape route. We break in through this escape route exit on the outside of the facility, because there's a little door down in that little terminal that has a little gap up the top, which we can use furniture to kind of zip line ourselves across that ginormous hole without any risk, and then we can knock each other out or do whatever and zip line our unconscious bodies up through that hole, and when we wake up we can start ziplining people across using the furniture into that hole. We can navigate through the cave system. So just a normal chair, dude, that you can sit on, that you can purchase at any of the stores at major cities. You know.
And you can use that to zip line.
Yes, you can. So a person can sit in it, and you can pick that up with a tracked beam. And you know the best part about that, Exaga, you can use it as a method of airdropping people in from great heights above Hathor and won't take any fall damage.
Right. Just like the medical stretchers used to be.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So, and we can use that method to move people around and stuff like that to skip the parkour part of the game. I'm planning a heist on Klesher. Okay, it's Fort Knox.
Right.
Okay. And I want to break into Fort Knox. Okay.
Okay.
I want all that money.
Right.
And it'll be a fun gameplay loop.
Because reason why I'm asking is because me and my org mates, we did a break-in of Klesher. And it was all planned out. It's planned for fucking weeks, and we got this plan down to perfection. You know, we to get into the prison through the escape route, we knocked one of the team members out. Then we used a tractor beam to tractor them up into the hole, and then revive them with a med gun. And then we all just took our fucking helmets off or shot each other to incapacitate each other, and then lifted them up into the hole and revived them when they got in the hole. It was really...
My method is way better.
Well, it was really easy to do, to get into the prison. We ended up in prison, and there's a video on YouTube about this. We ended up in prison with full armour, full ammo, fucking guns coming out of our arsehole, and everybody's saying, how the fuck did you manage this? And me being the big mouth that I am, I mentioned it to Wikipedia, who's he's the, he's the Spectrum fucking MOTD guy. And I said, if you ever want to break into prison, let me know. And I showed him a link to the video, and he was really surprised. Next thing I know, they fucking changed the escape route, so you can't actually get in the way that we got in. So I'm now looking for new ways and ideas of doing it.
I found a way in.
Nice.
So, but I want to keep it. I don't want to let every motherfucker know that I'm planning this heist, because it's gonna be.
That's a good idea.
It's gonna be dangerous already, and I don't need PvP action at Klesha to try and stop me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
prison now has fucking torpedo turrets. Okay.
They can they can be taken out, but they respawn every 5 minutes.
Yeah, which is why we're going to be using ground vehicles for this operation.
Because
actually, I want to slightly modify the plan for ground vehicles as well, because most ground vehicles don't have a cargo grid. There is one vehicle that has a cargo grid, and that's that little orange truck from Argo, right? That has the 4 SCUs on the back.
Right.
Now we can use that to transport the furniture that I want to get over to the prison. So I'm going to have to try to squeeze that into the back of the Valkyrie and get that across there.
Yeah.
So that way we can all drive together as a little small convoy. So, and honestly, if you're interested, Xaga, I'm more than happy to have you on that adventure, but I don't need a live stream to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So it's got to be on the hush hush.
Right. Right. Because we've been talking about doing another.
Calling it Operation Polito.
Yeah.
From Polito Bay, from Grand Theft Auto, the fleeced job.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
You know what? I say we should change it up. I think we need to call this Operation Cato Perico.
No, it's Operation Polito, and I'm keeping that because it sounds way cooler. Okay. So,
if we said Cato Perico, people would probably catch on.
Yeah. So the actual name of this operation is actually Project Polito, by the way, because I've got it on a notepad on my desktop.
Right. Okay.
I've got everything planned out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And we won't need to knock each other out to do this heist. To get into the
yeah,
prison.
because you can use the chair to zip line into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No injuries from self-inflicted damage.
Yeah.
So, and we can take the chairs with us inside the prison to bypass all the other parkour stuff as well.
Right.
Through the escape route. So we just take them with us.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because I'm always interested in ways and means of doing things without exploiting it. You know, I did the.
I'm trying not to exploit it too much, but that chair thing is too good not to be used.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Oh shit! Fuck! I'm sitting here fucking talking, and I'm not even sitting here paying attention to my filler machine. Fuck's sakes! Oh, and I'm full already, so I'm gonna go back to the major city. Shit. Okay. Fuck. I'm sitting here salvaging for no reason. But
Fucking moron.
so what have I
Bloody
got?
Bush.
Yeah, I did all the contested zone shit. I did that in the PTU. Mainly on when it was just Evo testing, but I also did it on Wave 1 when there weren't any not many arseholes around, but as soon as it got off Wave 1, there were just that many dickheads just wanting to fucking ruin your day, and you know, you couldn't reason with them. They just wanted to kill you.
Yeah, and not to mention the motherfuckers that were standing in front of the entrances in heavy armor.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even let you into the CZs.
Negating you the ability to enter it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although those motherfuckers failed to realize there was a secondary entrance.
Yeah, there is.
There's actually 3 entrances to
space.
CZs. Actually, yeah, I forgot about that one because that one is just on the inner ring, and there's like 3 different locations for that. So there's 3 on the outside, 3 on the inside that you can enter from. So 6 total in entrances. So
Now, I got my ass fucking killed every time, but hey, I showed them that I could still get in the fucking CZ, even though their little blockade was standing there.
Yeah.
So, despite losing all my gear and shit every time, it was a massive fuck you to them.
Yeah, I don't get it, you know, when you just want to get something done and just some bastard wants to stop you from doing it. I don't get that. But then again,
Trolling, griefing, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I watch these
They're assholes.
I watch these guys on YouTube, and you know, they kill somebody and they're like, ha ha ha, bitch, I got you, and it's like, yeah, but that's not the be all and end all of the fucking game, you know. There are different things to do than killing people, but these fucking knobheads don't realise that.
They're Call of Duty brains, basically.
They're stuck on Rust and Call of Duty. Okay.
Yeah.
That's their mentality. That's the way gaming is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, they've gotten so used to playing Call of Duty, Battlefield, where it's just nothing but PvP. Okay. No other objective except kill the enemy. And this is not that game. Star Citizen is not that game.
Yeah, but if they can get away with it, they will do it. You know, look at what happened when they allowed fucking med guns and multi-tools in armistice zones. They just looked to ways.
What was that? The 314 drug wars?
Drug wars. Yep. Drug each other up until you pass out or die.
That's it. Overdose people.
Yeah, and we also weaponized the orbital laser platform. Me and Slayer. We killed so many people with that thing.
Yeah.
And we went down into the mining hole in a quick succession to steal their hard-earned Karanite, right? So, and that is something that, you know, we could do.
See, what I was looking for
now people are very cautious. People have actually started putting fucking security detail on the firing mechanism on the ground, which has been challenging to get into sometimes.
Yeah.
And to
be fair, when I saw When I saw the Hathor mining laser, I was expecting something along the lines of Hybrid V Audio's video, where they actively go in there, just start mining with multiple geos and stuff like that. Just everyone working together, you know?
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
mutual
Yeah,
trust.
no. Tell that to the murder hobos.
Thank you.
Okay?
I know. They can have a wonderful time if they just put the fucking murder hobo aside. But no, they're too fucking Call of Duty brain to do that.
Yeah.
Hybrid V's, I want to join Hybrid V's group because they got some really good operations that they do that I want to be a part of, especially their recent video with Carrier Op.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to put together with this heist. Okay? I'm trying to put an
I know.
event together that will work
Yeah,
and be fun for multiple parties. Okay?
I'm all
So-
for it. I'm all for it.
And when you said it was stupid the other day, and I know you were angry, but it kind of like hurt me a little. But it's okay. I got over it pretty quick. So
I did apologize. Apologize.
it's all good. But it didn't hurt my morale because I was still going to go through with this stupid plan anyway. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to rob Clasher. So
You know me. I get a little dramatic when I throw a tantrum. All right.
It's fine. It happens to the best of us. Okay, I didn't take it to heart. Okay, so
It's just I'm not that much of a combat pilot when it's just when I'm by myself against 3 other fighters.
no, you'll lose that fight no matter what.
Yeah.
When you're up against a 3-man like that,
Yeah.
you will lose that fight.
You gotta deal with them on their own level. You know, these knobheads that they just want to fucking ruin your day. I remember a particular time on the Xeno threat mission about a year ago, maybe more, and this bunch of guys showed up and they were claiming to be pirates, but they were just killing everybody. They were just destroying everybody's ship and stopping them from succeeding. So
I'm a pirate, and I can tell you that that's not piracy.
Yeah.
That's just murder hoboing.
But I turned up in
To
my
be fair,
Andromeda, and there were multiple guys, 5 or 6 of them, and they just fucking destroyed me with ballistic weapons. And then they laughed at me, and I said, right, you fucking wankers, if you want some PvP, get your ass to Crew L5 and I'll fucking show you some PvP. And they were all like, fucking let's go. So they all fucked off from Mike L1, they went to Crew L5, and they said, where are you? And I said, I'm on my way, 2 million kilometers, I'll be there in a few minutes. So they sent out, a couple of minutes later, they sent out a party invite, which I accepted. And the leader of this fucking group of shitheads, he said, what the fuck? You're still in Mike L1. And I said, yeah, I haven't fucking moved since you killed me. So, where's the PvP? I said, there won't fucking be any, but at least I got you out of the way so everybody else could finish the fucking mission. They were... they were...
You don't have to fight them with guns.
Gold.
You have to fight them with fucking brains.
Yeah, but they were so fucking pissed. They were, right, we're gonna fucking get you. We're putting your name on our shit list. I said, fucking do it, you know. Do whatever you want. But everybody else doing the mission were like, oh, thanks, Exarga, that was fucking smart. And I thought, it's not smart, it's just giving the knobheads what they want. You know, if they think there's somebody who's up for a fight, and they all... And the worst thing was, they were all in ships that didn't have very much range. So after they got to Crew L5, there was no fucking turning around and going back. They had to refuel and everything, which took time. It was so fucking funny. Wankers.
I'm gonna have to use that from now on. If anybody's like blockading a station or something like that, I'll challenge them to fucking PvP somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell them to go to fucking Pyro.
I've used that I've used that tactic. I'm like, oh god, big fight, Aberdeen, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And I'm over at fucking Daymar, right? So I've used that tactic. It's not that hard, but you know, you got to be smart about how you use it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And just another time with some Americans, and I combat logged on them, and one of them, who was not a good pilot, he was just a fucking meth head, and he said, right, I'm going to report you. And I said, well, fucking report me all you like, it's not illegal. And so I did exactly the same thing to them. I said, look, if you want to fight, come on your own, don't bring all your girlfriends, just come on your own, and I'll meet you at fucking Lyria. And so they all went in a big fucking gang to Lyria. This was on public chat, so everybody heard it. Now, every single one of my fucking friends who's into doing that kind of shit went to Lyria and fucking destroyed them. But in and amongst, the guy that said he was going to report me for combat logging fucking combat logged himself. And we were just fucking crying with laughter. And I said, so what do I do now? Do I report you for combat logging? And he wouldn't fucking speak to me. He just wouldn't speak to me, the wanker.
30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay.
See, that's the thing about these open sandbox games, is eventually people will get pissed off enough and they'll fight back.
Yeah.
They'll fight back, or they'll outsmart the do-no-gooders.
Yeah, but they're so hyped up on their own fucking vision to destroy and kill. They can't see anything else, so you've just got to fucking feed them what they want.
Well, I'm part of a group. I'm sure you've probably heard of them. Cobra Force.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
We're too busy killing each other to kill other people.
Yeah.
And Cobra gets the brunt of it, because if we take our eyes off of him or let him do anything at any point, he's gonna cause some mischief.
Slayer, pretty much Slayer, right? So
yeah, it's like, for example, we were all doing our own thing on the Idris the day before I went to work, and next thing I know, I hear somebody die. I'm like, the fuck happened? I run over and I see Cobra standing. It's like, I didn't do it, I swear. I says, you know fucking well you did it. And started chasing him around the fucking ship.
Yeah. A friend of mine,
shenanigans like that.
a friend of mine, he got offered to join a crew for doing. Bushy will fucking love this one. The crew were going mining, right? In a is it a reclaimer, that big fucking
the salvage ship.
salvage ship? Sorry, salvaging. They weren't mining, they were salvaging. And they offered him, I don't know, 1 million credits or whatever. So they all set off in this group. There's about 6 of them. And this friend of mine, he's called Deadeye. And this is the kind of guy that does not take any shit whatsoever. You know, he's really savvy, and if you lie to him, he's gonna fucking know more or less straight away. So they set off and they're doing all this salvaging, and an hour later he said, right, so when am I gonna get paid? Yeah, we'll pay you soon, we'll pay you soon. 2 hours pass and he's saying, when do I get paid? And yeah, we'll pay you soon when we finish this job. Anyway, 4 hours later, he's getting really pissed off with this fucking set of bullshitters, because all they're doing is using him for slave labour. And so they said, right, we're going to do one more job and then that's it. Then we'll go back and split all the earnings and everything. He didn't wait that long. While they were in fucking quantum travel to the next job, he took out his silenced pistol, shot the fucking leader, the pilot who was the leader of the gang. He shot him in the head, did the same to everybody else on the ship, took the fucking ship and went and sold it all himself. This fucking organisation were beside themselves, right? They were fucking hunting him all over the system. They put a bounty on his head and said, anybody who finds and kills this bastard will pay you fucking 10 million credits. They were really, really pissed. But it's all because they kept stringing him along, saying, we're going to pay you after the next job, and several jobs later and 4 hours later he just got so pissed off he fucking killed them all. So funny.
They get what they deserve, man.
Yeah.
I pay my crew accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, I will go 50-50 with a secondary person. And then if a third party is involved, I'll split it evenly between everyone who was involved. And then, you know, the more people that get involved, it becomes more expensive, meaning longer operations and so forth, right? So
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that'll go, right, I already have everything. Why do I need any more? I'll just pay everyone to what is necessary, blah, 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 right? Whether by how many jobs we do, right?
Yeah.
So when I see a person like that, yeah, I'm going to straight up murk them myself. I will murk them. I don't like getting undercut. I don't like people undercutting each other. That's just pure greed, right? The people that were sitting on the terminals during the supply or die missions, fuck, I murked some cunts, yeah, over at Pyro. I murked people. I did actual true piracy because the Tetratrine was worth so much. Right. I waited until those ships were loaded, right? We had to fight off other pirates just so we could steal the Tetratrine for ourselves. Okay? And it was a grand old time because everyone was stealing shit from each other. I loved it. And me and Smith, another fellow Englishman that you might like, Exarga, we set up on a sniper tower. I made a big pile of bodies. I dragged all the bodies that I had, previously murked, and I made a big little loot pile, right, for temptation reasons. And I used my sniper rifle to make that pile even bigger. So it was great. It was a grand old time.
Yeah.
So, but those ops came at a cost. Okay. We weren't exactly making a lot of money, but the money that we did make, it was worth every last bullet that we fired.
Oh, absolutely.
But the people that were sitting on the terminals here in Stanton were the people that wanted things to be easy. Okay,
as they usually do.
Purchasing all the copper and corundum. I mean, there was other methods by getting it. You could either buy it, steal it, mine it, whatever. You supply your own stuff to get that mission completed. There was plenty of methods people could have used, but they didn't. They chose the easiest, which is why we've seen a stockpile of people in 2 locations, 3 locations technically, and there was no stock to be bought because you had all the whales using multiple accounts.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, we wound up mining it and stealing it. So whenever we've seen a whole sea doing the whole sea glitch, the whole thing with the whole sea at the time, we stole whole seas.
Yeah,
Right? We
why
stopped
not?
those. We stole them because I'm sick of people using cheesy methods to make millions twice in one run.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Absolutely, I was sick of it, dude. And now the RMC dupers are back. I'm out here salvaging, legit, and I like to store it up all at a major city, and I go back out and get more, and at the end of the day, I'll make my sale, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead, you got all these dupers out there that are just duping the shit out of the cargo, and causing the market to crash, and I can't sell any of my goods. So, and it's just really frustrating. But what can I do about it? There is more dupers out there than me.
Yeah. Oh God. I've got problems.
And lately, what I've been doing is the new locations, the new asteroid locations, that mining asteroid locations.
Oh yeah.
I've been salvaging out around those areas.
Right.
And I've also been doing combat missions out in those areas where I'll wait for a salvager to come along and start cleaning up those areas, because I could hide in the EM clouds
Right.
and surprise attack them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, soft kill them, steal their cargo. I'll leave them alive. I don't give a fuck. I'll leave them there. All right.
Yeah.
It saves them coming back with another ship.
And you got to use everything at your disposal just to get the upper hand. But there's strength in numbers for most people. They never do things alone.
Yeah, I like to extort a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Right. For piracy gameplay, and it's fun.
Uh-huh.
I'll get in communication with the vessel, and I say, pay me half of what that cargo is worth, and you can leave.
Yeah.
You can keep the cargo.
That's
true piracy.
Did you hear about the guy with the caterpillar who Avenger 1 was doing his pirating thing? And he came across a guy with a caterpillar, and this guy was like, fuck off, no, I'm done now, I'm stopping playing, I've had enough, this is the third day in a row I've been fucking robbed. And he was slitting his wrists. And Avenger 1 says, I'll tell you what, we'll sell all your cargo, we'll split the difference, and then you join my team. How does that sound? So off he went, happy as fucking Larry, and he was part of Avenger 1's team, and the fanboyism was off the fucking scale. And I'd laughed my ass off at that guy. I'm thinking, yeah, cheap fucking sellout, join my team, and you'll be playing the game again. Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
But here's the thing, Avenger 1 understands that.
Yeah.
He's the type of person, he's a PvPer. Okay,
Yeah.
He's not a cargo whore, he's a PvPer. But he takes in the account of other people's fun. Okay, so he'll role play that fun.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So letting that guy go and splitting difference, that's true piracy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thrive for. But I haven't had any good piracy since fucking the Detetrine stuff for Supply or Die. But when they first introduced movable cargo, where we're able to physically move our cargo with our tractor beams, I used to hang around private property because people go down there and buy all the drugs and stuff. So I'd actually, like when they go into the terminal to purchase their goods into the ship, I'd be already breaking into that ship, waiting for that cargo to pop in, and I'd fly off with the ship.
Yeah.
Leave them down on the planet side. And when they exit the building, it's like, where's my ship? I've already stolen it. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, and I miss those days. I really do. I miss piracy.
Yeah.
But
oh god, this fucking
now I've got a new thing that I can work toward, and that's robbing the living shit out of Fort Knox. So
yeah, out of Klesha.
yeah, because I went to prison because I got a crime house. I turned myself in, and when I went down to the mines to go get myself released, yeah, I found some pretty interesting stuff on the NPC bodies, and got me out of prison within about 2 seconds. I'm like, well, time to put a plan together. So I started messaging people. I messaged about several people as soon as I got out of prison, and told them my plan. And now I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good idea on who's going to be attending and who's not. And if I can get more people involved in this to move the Genelite even more quickly outside the prison to be extracted, I'm all for more people to be joining.
Yeah, so it's the prisoners that carry it. You don't have to go mine it.
No, the prisoners.
Right.
Yeah, you just fucking knock them out.
Yeah.
Alright? And so I thought taking an assault team in there with some machine guns to just blast the living fuck out of them and, you know, do that whole thing. I found an Argo mole out here at this asteroid, and there's a cargo pod there, and looks like this thing's already been robbed. Well, it's goodness. Okay, well, guess I'll just salvage it.
Well, I took on a bunker mission in Microtech, and it's one of these missions where you get 3 different waves of enemies, and I get down in excuse me, I get down into the bunker. All the closets are full of fucking friendly NPCs, and there's no enemies to be found anywhere. So this is fucked up. I'll never be able to finish this one. I hate it when that happens.
What, when... Say that again?
The bunker has 3 waves of enemies. First you get like 6, and then you get 8, and then you get 10.
Right.
And you've got to wipe out each wave before the next wave spawns. But it says first wave, 8 out of 8 hostiles remaining, and there are no enemies anywhere, and it's not coming up with the second wave. So this is fucked from the start. I don't know where the enemies are, and they won't spawn. So
okay, here's a tip that you can use. Take a grenade launcher with you, alright, and start popping the elevator doors with them, because you actually knock the enemies over if they're actually glitched inside the elevators.
It's not that pushy. The elevators are full of friendlies, and they're not fucking moving. They're all stuck in the elevators with the doors open and there's no enemies. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's completely fucked up.
Engines online. Takeoff complete.
So I'll have to ditch this mission. It'll have to go down. It's a shame as well because it's an evaluation mission, but I'll have to ditch this one. I mean, I've done these bunker missions 1,000 times or more, and there's always some fucking problems.
Landing gear raised.
Never work properly. And there'll be several dozen issue council reports about this. That'll never get fixed. But I've been on RCOP, and I did these missions on RCOP, and they worked. But on Microtech, I'll do another one, see if I can get it to work.
Oh, there's a whole Avenger Titan sitting out here.
It's
Oh,
what
cool.
puts me off about the software, mate. You know, as I keep quoting you, CIG need to fix their shit. They fucking do.
Well, at least you're taking the account on what that I said all those years ago. So.
Yeah. And like you, I haven't. The last thing I bought was last year. It was an Ursa Medivac. I think it was $55 or something like that, and that's the first money I've spent. The only money I've spent in 2 years or more. So yeah, I'm not rushing to the fucking pledge store and throwing money at them. I want to see some real progress, some real effort towards getting all these problems fixed. I know you said that they've been working on smoothing things out and getting rid of a lot of problems, but it's just very, very small steps, and I don't have a lot of confidence in it at all. Let's see. I've got another security contractor evaluation at a different bunker, so I'll try this one. See if this works where the other one didn't.
Shields offline.
The only problem I've found with bunkers in general is with Barnabas on Hurston. When you get halfway down the elevator, the fucking sound cuts out. It goes really muffled.
Yeah, it does. I've noticed that.
And yeah, I first noticed it before Christmas, and they still haven't got around to fixing that. So, these issues, they need fixing as and when you find them. You can't leave them on a big long list, because the list now, it must be unachievable, the amount of fucking problems that they've got to solve.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too big.
Yeah.
And most of their team is working on Squadron 42, and they've only got a skeleton crew working on Star Citizen.
Yeah, I keep saying that. I keep saying it wouldn't surprise me if they've only got fucking a dozen people working on Star Citizen. And everybody's like, well, don't worry, the technology they use for Squadron
Doesn't matter
42
about the technology, it's about how many people they have on the PU compared to how many's on Squadron 42.
Yeah, but the reasons and excuses they find to justify why things are the way they are doesn't make sense. And, the technology on Squadron 42, they'll bring that over and use it in Star Citizen. That doesn't make sense, because it's a fucking single player game. So they can do what they fucking like, but until I see some real progress in Star Citizen, I'm not spending another fucking penny.
I mean, I'm using store credit to get the stuff, so again, I'm not giving them a single fucking dime out of my wallet anymore.
Yeah.
Using store credit from now on, but I used one of my CCUs to get the MTC.
Right.
So, and I reckon that's a phenomenal little rover. It's got the smallest signature in the game.
Yeah, I didn't. When I was looking at it, I thought, what is the benefit of the MTC over, say, the Ursa? The Ursa's.
It's tanky too. It's real tanky as well. It's got a lot of hull hit points.
Right.
Landing gear
So it's
deployed.
better armored.
Deck proximity alert.
Better armored. It moves a lot more fluently. It doesn't bounce as much as the Ursa.
Right.
It has the ability. Has a little cargo rack for 1/8 SEU crates, not the Geo ones, but the normal ones.
Yeah.
The normal 1/8 SEU crates, they hold a lot more stuff than the Geo ones do.
Right.
So you can put 4 of those into the cargo grid of that little thing, and not to mention it has 3 times internal storage, 2 on the inside, 1 on the out.
Right. Okay.
It's a phenomenal little ship.
Yeah. It might be good for like attack runs and things like that.
Well, I use it to scout out Hathor quite a bit, and for the upcoming heist, I'll be also using it
Yeah.
to transport the Genelite out of the private zone area to get extracted.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'll be also bringing in a medical Ursa just in case people die.
Good idea.
And then the little space truck as well. I'll be bringing the little 4SU grid truck to transport the furniture. So 3 ground vehicles in total. A Pisces, because that's going to be the vehicle I'll be taking the crystals to go be sold. Because I can carry 2 SU crates in the expedition. And we can carry up to like 4 SEUs worth of Genelite crystals. So, in the little Pisces, and who really expects the Pisces to be carrying such high value cargo like that? Really,
Nobody.
exactly. So, and that ship will be sitting out in deep space until I get outside private area. Boom, boom, and then because the little rover has a 20 kilometer radar range, it's a really good radar on that MTC, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. It has a 20 kilometer radar range, so I can zoom. So if you look at your radar, you can actually look at your radar with your inner thought, and then you can zoom out on the MFD to 20 kilometers.
Right.
So you can see incoming ships.
Yeah.
So, and I use that to my benefit too. Again, it's a fantastic little rover to be using in operations
Yeah.
in multiple different ways.
I might have a look at it. I did check it out, but I didn't see the overall benefits of it over the Ursa, because I can do most things with the Ursa.
Anyone can.
Yeah.
The problem is with the Ursa is that it's too bright. Its lights are way too bright at night, especially in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Right? The MTC is like a little blue dot, a little blue speck from 2 kilometers out. You would have to have a keen eye to spot it. So I had a Idris fly over top of me, and that was scary in the MTC.
Yeah.
But he didn't take any notice of me, and I kept going on about my business. So yeah, no, definitely worth the investment of it, but I honestly wouldn't pay with my wallet for it.
Yeah.
Just because the way CIG are doing things right now.
Fuck me, I've got a tier 3 arm injury.
It's always the arms.
By getting
Always
shot
the
too much.
arms.
Bastards.
They always shoot the arms, those NPCs. Always.
Yeah.
Always the arm. I'm really sad that these mining bases, these new locations, don't have an internal interior. Okay, so there is no dead ships floating around this area. Check out a new spot. We go to that mining base there. See. One around yellow. So yeah, I'm hoping after the free fly, after Invictus, things will become more stable.
Yeah, they should do. They usually do.
So, and we won't see as many abandoned ships
Oh god,
as
yeah.
we do now.
They're all over the fucking place.
And I'm sick of another thing too is the people glitching vehicles inside of buildings, especially in the major cities.
Yeah.
So over it. Well, this constellation is just chilling down here, huh? What were they accomplishing here? Wonder. Looks like they were accomplishing nothing. Alright. Looks like someone tried to get into it. Let's go for a quick EVA. See if we can do it. Wonder if it's... Does this have gravity? Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm gonna have to bust into it. It's okay. Shoot the door. Shoot. There we go. In. Oh, no. Can't use that one. Because if I do, I might... Oh, okay. God. Don't want you to fall into that hole. Alright, seat and shut it down. Oh. They were straight up using this as... Yeah, this is a meta ship. I'm gonna salvage this. Alright.
Weird, excuse me, weird shit going on here.
So, Volt. You there, bud? Volty. You muted. I think you might be at work.
Huh. It's something to pass the time though, isn't it, mate? I mean, there's some great games out there now, but Star Citizen, like you say, you keep apprised of it because you want it to get to where it's supposed
I
to be.
want it to succeed, man.
Yeah,
I want it
yeah.
to succeed.
In
And I'm already well invested into it.
Yep.
So, and I want it to exceed, but the way they're carrying on, it might fail too. So, we'll see what happens.
Mm.
And if Faulty fucking doesn't answer me, but I'm gonna try to train Voltaire up better on piloting his ship during PvP as well. Like that needs to happen. Like so I need to get him to maneuver his ship in a way where he shouldn't use speed. Instead, he should use maneuverability to his advantage.
Yeah.
Like he's not a combat pilot, but I'm going to train him up to be. Like he's seen the way he sees the way he knows the way I fly, and I'm a bit of a crazy pilot. I'll do the most dumbest maneuvers that people wouldn't think twice of doing. Volty knows this because I landed inside of his hangar while he was landing his reclaimer inside his own hangar at Orison, and I narrowly squeezed into the hangar doors just before they closed, and I landed right in front of him in my Zeus.
Really?
Like, yeah. And it was such a good landing too, like it was perfect. And then he comes over with the reclaimer and squashes me into the floor.
Jesus, man.
Like, I don't think he was even expecting that to even happen to him. But I did it to him, and I'm like, and the best part was I had a passenger on board my ship too.
Oh God. No, it's just. Oh, we've got a grenade launcher.
So OLPs, the orbital laser platforms, have a shit ton of rail guns up there.
Really?
Shit ton. Yeah, so if you ever want to get rail guns, you go up there.
Yeah. You can actually buy them now from these places that are around and about. You know, these outposts.
Rail guns, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather try to find them for free and still have that player market availability. I do sell rail guns from time to time.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of weapons that I've got up for sale right now, so, you know, of all different types, doesn't matter what weapon you're looking for, I've probably most likely got it, and I'll wind up selling it to a player for a good price that undercuts everyone else.
Yeah.
That's charging millions of dollars for millions of Alpha UEC for, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm only going to be asking for, you know, like 100K for my time and effort of collecting the weapon, because they're easy to come by. And these other people are charging in an arm and a leg for those components or weapons or whatever, right? I remember during the supply or die missions when they had the executive hangars, the NDB-30s that you get from those ships, people were selling them for like 5 million per gun, right? Because they were duping the weapons, and they'll make an immense amount of fucking money doing that. So when I found some NDB-30s sitting on some ships, I duped them. Sure, it only cost me a couple 100K, but I only charged $500,000 for a set, right? I didn't charge millions for one gun. I charged $500,000 for a set of guns.
Yeah.
So I undercut that market dramatically. And I had customers coming at me left, right, and center. And now you've seen everyone was having NDB-30s and shit. That was because of my doing. You know, because I found a Cutlass Black that had NDB-30s attached to it, so I took them and attached them to the 400i, and then I duped them and then sold them. And everyone had NDB-30s then, and then it was an even playing field. Yeah, everyone was wanting my guns. And you have to jump on those opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
Just jump all over it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you know the other thing. The free fly event, it's a real bad time for the free fly event right now. For those free flyers, right? Because of all the Idrises. You know what the free flyers get?
No.
The only ship that the free flyers get during this Invictus event is the Avenger Titan. That's it. That's all they get for this free fly.
That's pretty shit.
Yeah. How dog shit is that? Absolute dog shit. So I feel for those free flyers, man.
Yeah.
I'll help them out as best as I can.
But it's like you said earlier, everybody, you know, whether they bought a game package or the free flying or whatever, they just want everything for nothing. And they want it all now. So yeah, it's not a great time, and
No.
I still think that the free flyers should have their own fucking server. I don't think they should be sharing it.
No, that's right. Exactly right.
You know, it ruins it for everybody else when you have adverse situations and circumstances because all the fucking servers are shit. When nobody can fucking get online or play properly because... Hang on, I'm sorting stuff out here.
No, it's all good.
It's a pain in the arse, is what it is, and just to deal with it, if they put them all on their own fucking server, you wouldn't have half these problems. In fact, you'd get rid of nearly all the fucking problems. But they don't think of that. They just say, put everybody together, it'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right.
You tell you the reason why they do that is because they're stress testing the server.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If you haven't noticed, they've been playing around with the population of the server between 600 and 720 people servers. If you haven't seen the fluctuation of that, then
I've noticed that.
you haven't been paying too much attention about it. But that's what they're doing. They're stress testing the server and seeing how far they can push it.
Yeah, sure they are.
And it seems to me like now, like 600 is that maximum limit, but you're gonna see a lot of problems with that amount of people. So people tend to server hop and look for that lower population server, and you know, the game runs good. But because it's a low population server, there could be problems with that server.
Yep.
That's why it's low. So they go back to the high pop, and maybe they try to find a middle ground and try to find a medium pop server, which then turns into a high pop server, and then, you know, runs great for a few hours. And
that's exactly what I did today. When I came online, you weren't online, and I joined a US server, and it was fucking bad. It was really low FPS and laggy and awful. So I exited to menu. You were online. I saw that your server only had fucking 40 odd people on it. And I thought,
I've always got fucking people that I can just join off. So
yeah. But yesterday I did the same with another friend of mine who was on a American server. But right at the moment when I logged in, he exited to menu, and that left me in a shit state where I couldn't log in again. And I said to one of my friends on Spectrum, I said, I can't fucking log in because of this issue. And he said, go into Arena Commander, log out of Arena Commander and just log into Persistent Universe and it should work. And lo and behold, it did. But yeah, it took me like 10-15 minutes to fucking sort out a problem that should never have been a problem. It was a right pain in the ass.
So those people there, it does take them 10-15 minutes, and I'll tell you why it takes them 10-15 minutes to log back into the PU. It's because your character is persisting in that PU. Right? It's not shard locked, your character is still there.
Yeah.
So you have to join back in to that previous server that you were in just to generally log back out again, and that fixes the problem completely fine instead of wasting your time for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? So pack those away. Don't need those anymore. So it's not a bug that you can't log back into the server, into another server. It's a bug that it keeps you in the server for 15 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. They do say wait
Um,
15, 20 minutes before you try logging back in, but you don't be waiting around that fucking long.
Well, you do, really, because you're fucking around with Commander Arena for 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
you technically are waiting around. So you might as well just wait around.
Yeah.
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 So, you know, a lot of people Alt F4. And when they Alt F4, they don't realize that their character persists for 15 minutes in the server. So they can die, and then they will be shard locked.
Right.
If they do die, because the game servers can't put you in a location, or doesn't know where to put you because you died at a said location, but it's also trying to respawn you somewhere else. Okay, it's trying to look for two locations at the same time, and it can't recognize that because it's in two different shards. So it has trouble trying to do that. So when people Alt F4 and they get shard locked, they have a whinge about it because blah blah blah. They think it's a bug. It's not. It's not a bug at all.
Right.
Stop Alt F4ing. All right,
Yeah.
stop being a dumbass.
Yeah.
All right, deal with your death, respawn, and then exit to menu, because that will despawn your character if you just generally exit to menu through the escape tab.
Yeah.
You won't be shard locked. But if you were in combat and you tried to press escape and log and do a combat log, well, your character will persist in that universe for 15 minutes because there's a combat timer. You have to stay in that situation until you die
Right.
or escape.
Yeah.
Because that will also cause that problem to happen as well. So, no matter what, you got to think about what your actions are before you do them.
Yeah.
And combat timers happens with NPCs. So if an NPC shoots at you, you're in combat.
Yeah.
You can't Alt F4. You can't escape to menu because it's convenient. No, you're gonna die on that server if you do. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole caterpillar out here that I can salvage. Hell yeah.
I'm just fucking blowing ships up that have been abandoned around an orbital marker at Microtech at the minute. It's not.
I am.
It's not allowing me to target anything on the star map. So.
Check fire. Check fire.
It's just the software that's shit.
So one thing you could try. Actually, there's a couple methods that you can try. One, check your route for your Moby Glass and disable any route. Switching between SEOM and quantum mode can also help, and pressing F5 resets your power, which can also help.
Right.
So there is
Nice.
3 methods
Oh,
right there that you can use.
It's working now for some fucking unknown reason. But I was in SCM mode when I said it, but before I was in nav mode, so maybe that made the difference, like you say.
Yeah. Man, this has already been all salvaged.
Nothing
Oh, that's-
fucking works the way that you expect or it's designed. It's just so shit.
We just got to kind of deal with our little workarounds, but
Yeah,
it might not work for one person, but it works for another.
yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
that's why I try to throw out multiple
Solutions.
things. Yeah, if I can throw out multiple solutions, I can better help, you know, that person that's having the issue.
Yeah, well, it's almost lunchtime here, so I'm going to fly back to base, dump all the shit I've collected, and go get some lunch.
75%.
All good, bro.
Yeah. What time is it for you?
It's nearly 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's 12:35 here.
Yeah,
Midday.
it's 9:30. So
Yeah. Fucking on X. I don't know if you go on X, but what a shit show that is. I had somebody that I knew who was a streamer did some streaming and discussing things on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And they were having a fight with somebody else over some bullshit that didn't even involve me. And the person that they were fighting with is very technical, and I quite respect what they do, you know. Anyway, this individual that I was having a problem with was from Australia, and they've got a really big following, you know, and very well respected streamer. But they started talking to me like I'd done something wrong, and this continued for a few weeks. So I thought, I'm getting a bit fucking sick of this, you know. I'm just being challenged and questioned over everything I fucking say and do. So I said to them, you know, what's the problem? And, oh, you've been talking about me to other people. And I said, well, I wasn't aware I'd done that. Can you tell me when I've done it and point out some examples? No, let's just forget it and wipe the slate clean and start over. And I said, well, I haven't got a fucking slate to wipe clean. I don't know what you're talking about. If you can tell me what the problem is, I'll address it, and, you know, I'll apologise and blah, blah, blah. No, forget it. And then they mentioned this person that they're having a problem with. And I said, I don't have a problem with them, but I linked them in the reply. And they said, right, now you've linked them, you're getting fucking blocked. So they completely blanked me, ghosted me, and blocked me. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? This isn't even my problem. So I went around every fucking. This is. It didn't piss me off, but I thought, right, just to stop any further acrimony, I'm going to go around every social media platform I'm a fucking part of, and I'm going to block them on everything. So I did. So fucking funny, man. But, you know, it's like you having a problem with somebody else that I speak to, and you two were having a fight, and so you say to me, right, because you're friends with the person that I don't like, I'm fucking blocking you. And that to me is just, duh. It's just so fucking stupid.
Bit retarded.
Yeah.
Like, if any of my friends have a problem with each other, I will pull them aside individually. I'll have a chat to them, and then I'll pull everyone together, and then talk about the problems out.
Yeah, that's how you get things sorted.
That's how you sort shit out, and
Yeah.
that's what my Discord is all about. Yeah, you know, I mean, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, I don't do other people's drama. It's just doesn't fucking interest me whatsoever.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
And see, that's what I like about when I speak to, you know, people like yourself that I haven't spoken to in years. They always come back and have a good yarn to me, you know,
Yeah.
like it's fucking. I like it. It's really cool that I can communicate well with other people and try to sort out problems that they may or may not be having, or even in-game, you know, stuff they want to talk about, and I can then say, hey, this is what this does. It could be used in this manner, or, you know, you can get around by doing this. Or, you know, I've got a lot of different fucking things I can sit here and talk about all fucking day long.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to ask the right question that I can sit there and explain it in detail with. So,
What about when you approach somebody and say, look, okay, you're in a bad mood, you've fallen out with somebody, but what you've said or done is wrong and it needs sorting out, and then they start playing the victim. Have you ever had anybody do
Yeah,
that
I've
to
had
you?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that, and I've called them out on it, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. Blah 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 blah. Won't happen
Really?
again." So, yeah.
God, usually when I say that, it's like,
Because
you're also an asshole and I'm gonna fucking block you too. You know, they
yeah,
won't
no,
see anybody else's.
I don't. So those type of people, they try
Please
to
proceed to
encourage
assigned
you
landing
for a
bay.
retaliation, but if you call them out, right, they'll get antsy about it, but then when they come back later, they thought about it. They're like, "Oh, I've done it wrong.
Yeah,
I've said that wrong. I was in the wrong. Whatever, right?"
yeah.
So, and then they come back, and then they start to be all apologetic and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I've had people.
When they've calmed down, fucking yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't hold a grudge, but still, I'll call them out.
Yeah. I just think it's funny, you know. It's I don't mind people coming back and saying, okay, you know, I was angry and I said a lot of things I shouldn't have said, and I'm sorry, and you know, let's move on from here, and I'll be okay about that.
Actually, Voltaire did that the other night, right?
Yeah.
Because you know we all kind of jumped on him and said, "Hey, fuck it, what you died again? God, we need to train you up, blah blah blah." And he got all antsy about it, right? And he up and said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out," and quit the Discord and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, "Okay, fellas, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm pretty tired. You know, it's been a long day and we've had a lot of fun." And I turned a podcast on. I was just laying in bed listening to a podcast, and then I was on the verge of just on the nod, right? I was almost asleep, right? And I got this fucking annoying ringing in my ear. I'm like, the fuck is this sound? I'm like, it's fucking horrible. Anyway, I've still got Discord running in the background. I'll look over at my computer and it's fucking Voltaire's calling me. I'm
Right.
like, okay, no worries. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah." And I know I was a bit antsy and, you know, it was a bit frustrating that I had 3 fighters and you guys weren't telling me if there was any targets. I'm like, we did tell you we didn't have any radar initially. And, you know, we're not constantly looking up at the sky to see if there's any contacts. So you've got the radar at that point. I said to him, I explained how, what we were all situated in at the time. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I left the Discord. Sorry that I said that your plan was stupid for Robin Clasher." I'm like, blah blah blah. I'm like, "It's all good, mate. Don't worry about it. I'll re-invite you back to the Discord, and then we can go from there. It's all good, bud." I mean, I'm not gonna give up on someone because they had a bad moment in Star Citizen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we all have that. We all have those bad moments.
Yep.
Especially in a PvP scenario.
Yep.
And so I'm not gonna hold that against him. I mean, he'll come back around and he'll give me a call and stuff like that. So, you know, again, he did that exact same thing that you were just talking about. So just the other night. So
Yeah, it's difficult because people, when they don't look at themselves and objectively, and they're just pointing the finger in anger, there's no much point in talking to them. And I've got time for that. You know, I just want everybody to get along. We don't, in the organisation that I'm in, we don't have any problems like that. Just everybody just gets along, you know, and everybody has their faults. We just accept each other for what we are, and you know, there's no real complaints. We haven't played together for fucking months, actually. But you know, real life stuff, and people are off playing other games and things like that. But I do get annoyed at Star Citizen sometimes when it's not fucking working the way it should do. Usually because it's you know, the controls or some fucking problem that's been around forever that never gets fixed. Just annoy me. But I never get annoyed at other people.
No.
Just fucking liars and time wasters. They're the most annoying.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, ooh, I come up a way to combat the maneuverability flight blades as well. I come up with a nice little method, and it involves ships that have VTOL. Okay, so the Cutlass Black and the Drake Vulture and a couple of other ships that I like to use that have VTOL. So I can outmaneuver any ship in any ship using the VTOL system.
Wow.
I've bound the VTOL keybind to the side of my mouse for increased maneuverability when I'm doing my sharp turn. It puts a lot of G-force onto my body, so I near on pass out every time I do it, but I kill my target. Even though they have the AI maneuverability flight, but I've been called out cheating already because of it.
Yeah, I bet you.
But it takes a skilled pilot to know the ship.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't take an AI flight blade to be a better pilot. Okay.
True.
It's what you know about the ship that you're flying and how to utilize it in the best scenario possible.
Yeah.
So, adjusting my controls for better maneuverability over using the flight blade was my workaround for flight blades.
Right. Yeah, you just got to use what's. I mean, it might all change in the next fucking release. You never know, but you've just got to use what's possible at the time.
I'll be using that method in future endeavors because that really does change the way I play the game.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping my controls and I'll be modifying them a little here and there, but overall, I don't have to. So, especially in a combat scenario, I mean, even if they have a flight blade, I don't, and blah blah blah. I'll still outmaneuver those bitches.
Yeah.
I'll outpace them.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna log off now, but should go get some lunch.
Yeah, all
It's
good, bro.
been,
Enjoy your lunch, man.
Yeah, it's been fucking great talking to you, mate.
Yeah.
Found
No,
out.
I didn't exactly shut up, but yeah,
No, it's all right. I found out a fucking shitload of stuff that I wasn't even aware of. You know, it's
yeah, in like what? In like a couple of hours.
yeah.
So
It's good talking to people that know more than I do.
I know game mechanics. That's all. That's all it is. It's just game mechanics.
I should pay more attention to that myself, you know, with Evo testing and stuff. But yeah, I just go through the motions, and
I'm not even Evercardi at all.
you don't fucking want to be, mate.
I've been told I should be, but I don't want it. I don't want Evercardi.
No different from anybody else. You know, there's people in there that don't know their ass from their fucking elbow, and there's some really good people in there that know everything about Star Citizen and everything else. So, and a few people who profess to know everything that don't really know everything. You know, the wannabe gurus and all that shit. So it's a mix of
Yeah.
everybody. But on the whole, you know, people in Ivacati, there's fucking thousands of them now. I mean, there were hundreds when I joined. Fuck, I can't remember when that was. I think it was July. Yeah, it was the day after Independence Day, July 2023. 5th of July, I think it was. 2023, and it was great. You know, there was a lull in the grand scheme of things where nothing much was really going on, and then as it got nearer to IAE and Christmas, things just fucking ramped up. You know, the Nova fucking came in and all that shit. So yeah, you can only do what they ask you to do, and some people are really invested in that, thinking they're making a major difference, but they soon learn the truth, that it's the same as everything else, and the MOTD in SC testing and Evo testing is almost always the fucking same, apart from when there's Evo specific stuff, and then that doesn't get put anywhere else. But it's
I'd like to know what goes on behind Evo sometimes, but you know, again, I'm not Evo, so
you won't find out. We don't find out. You know, we might get a message, or we're bringing this out, you need to test this, and so we go off and test it, and you know, sometimes even when it's completely fucked up, it still gets included in the next release. So it's not a great confidence booster, and Evo does have this I'm thinking of an apt word, this description about it, that it's something special, and it's not. It's not special at all. You know, you have to be invited, and I think that's why people have this illusion that it's something special.
yeah. Oh, I know it's not. I know it's nothing special. It's no different from the PTU to PU or anything like that. It's no different.
I mean, when my invitation came in, a friend of mine said, I said, I haven't got an invite, and he said, I'm pretty sure you have. Check your spam bin. You know, your spam folder. And I checked my spam folder, and fuck me, there it was. It wasn't from RSI, it was from an individual who I'd never fucking heard of. And this guy was involved on some level in recruiting people for Ivacati. I'd never fucking heard of him. But there it was, the invitation was in the spam bin. And, yeah, says it all, really. CIG logic. Yeah. Anyway, mate, I'm going to love you and leave you. Go get some lunch. And, like I say, really nice talking to you. I'll catch you again sometime.
Yeah, all good, bro. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, okay, mate. Bye for now.
All right.